I'm reading this article from Russia Today. I sent a letter to Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. And I told him that I grew up during the Cold War and that there was a constant threat of nuclear annihilation of the United States. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to have dreams of nuclear holocaust, nuclear cataclysm, nuclear fucking nightmares all the time, dude. It was a recurring thing, and it was fucking sick. And that was the Cold War. I grew up in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, and the Cold War technically ended or subsided in 1991. That's official. Director of CIA, James Woolsey, even affirmed that the Cold War ended with Russia. That was a Cold War, and that was World War III by CIA definition of a war, and the DoD definition of a war, military intelligence, civilian intelligence community. That was the fucking war. It was World War III, and it fucking ended, okay? So all these stupid people, man, who don't fucking listen to the CIA, and they make up their own stories for their own narrative of history, and they want you to believe that there's still some kind of, World War III. There isn't. World War III, according to CIA Director James Woolsey, at the time, it ended in 1991. We've talked about that before. So stop talking about World War III. Stop talking about fucking shit that you want to happen because you want to talk it up. It's not going to happen. It ended. World War IV started on 9/11 in the year 2001 when America was attacked by some threat, whoever it was, inside fucking job, so-called Al-Qaeda terrorist, whoever did it, that sparked off some shit that became World War IV. And that's World War IV. And that's according to James Woolsey, director of CIA. So, speaking on behalf of the intelligence community, because that's a background in intelligence that the man has as having been the director, that was World War IV by CIA definition of a war. And it was called by the U.S. intelligence community as a whole, the Global War on Terror. Global War on Terror. GWOT. That's GY. Okay? So that's a global fucking war, meaning global as in worldwide war. And that was the fourth world fucking war. Okay? So there's a problem with people, man, that think that North Korea should continue to be provoked by having a military presence on the South Korean side of the border there, in the area of the DMZ and the Korean Peninsula. We don't need to be there anymore. We haven't needed to be there for a long time. And I'm reading this, like I said, Russia Today, news article here, and it says, quote, "It's not a burden onto the American taxpayer to have a forward deployed force in South Korea. It brings stability. It's a warning to China that you can't just take over the whole region. So I reject the analysis that it costs too much," he told CNN on Wednesday, adding that the money we spend training with our allies is money well spent. All right, let me go back. So it says here above that, Trump's complaints about the cost of the drills were apparently also not very well received by U.S. officials in the media. Really? It wasn't well received by officials in the media? Which officials, and which media sources want for us to continue to be in South Korea fucking with North Korea every year? Who the fuck are these people? I'd like to know exactly who they are. Oh, it says here, Senator Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, called the president's reasoning on the matter ridiculous. Really? Really fucking ridiculous? It's my idea. I'm the one that was blogging for years, even before Russia suggested the double freeze. I was fucking blogging for years, man, that fucking the United States of America didn't and doesn't need to be fucking with North Korea with a military presence in South Korea. My dad was stationed in South Korea, and I, growing up in America as a U.S. born and raised patriot, have had nightmares of nuclear fucking annihilation since I was a little boy in this country because of motherfuckers who play nuclear fucking war games on an annual, ongoing basis. Now let me tell you something, man. You're sitting here calling the president's reasoning on the matter ridiculous, It's not just that it's his reasoning on the matter, it's my reasoning on the matter. And I'm an American, and I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I wrote a personal letter to the President of the United States because I work in government. I'm a defense contractor. And my area of operations is the Asian international community. And I know a lot of people from South Korea. I know people who have been soldiers in South Korea. I know people who have been in the South Korean intelligence community. And I know people from the U.S. intelligence community and foreign intelligence communities. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I wrote a letter to the president, and I told him what I remote viewed in a dream, what I saw. It wasn't a regular dream. It was a different kind of dream. And I explained very clearly in a very detailed letter what I saw, what I remote viewed, and what happened, and that parallel outcome of this reality. And you don't ever want that to happen. And you don't ever fucking want to see that. So when you're talking about the president's reasoning on the matter is ridiculous, you're fucking ridiculous. You're ultra, absolutely, asininely, fucking sanely, fucking ludicrously, fucking ridiculous. Okay? Now, let's move on. It says it's not a burden onto the American taxpayer. It is. It's my money. And I'm tired of spending it to fucking provoke North Korea. Because you don't fucking know what's gonna happen to you and your family if you keep pushing fucking North Korea. Like I saw in my remote viewing session. You don't know. You think spending fucking my money, my American tax money, to fucking have troops in South Korea every year to taunt and to fuck with North Korea's military until they nuke you and your fucking family? You think that that's stability? It's not. Because you obviously haven't done all the simulations yourself. You haven't seen all the outcomes. You haven't seen all the data. You haven't seen the shit that I've seen. Because if you've seen the shit that I saw, you wouldn't be talking the stupid motherfucking shit that you're talking, man. You're always trying to fuck with President Trump. You're always trying to bash President Trump. You know what's stupid, man? You know what's even fucking more stupid? I saw the experiment where they asked a bunch of so-called college-educated kids, oh yeah, so do you think that this is a good idea? This is what Obama said. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a totally good idea. And then the people that quizzed these kids, they were like, oh, well, check it out. That's not what Obama said. That's what Donald Trump said. And they're like, oh my God, did I just agree with something that Donald Trump said? So you try to make fucking Trump look stupid all the time, even though you actually agree with him a lot of times, if it's presented to you that it's coming from Obama. If you think it's coming from Obama, then you'll agree with it, even if it's actually originally something that Donald Trump said. If Obama said the same thing that Trump said about troop withdrawal and removal on the peninsula, you would fucking agree with it. But instead, here you are, the president's reasoning on the matter is ridiculous. Is it really fucking ridiculous? It's not. That's rhetorical. It's absolutely logical, and it's totally motherfucking rational, and it's what I want. I'm tired of you motherfuckers, man, in government who play your stupid motherfucking games with the American people. Like when you did the setup moves on 9/11 and all the fucking frame-ups and all the setups and all the shit you did with COINTELPRO and the FBI and all these different fucking agencies over the decades and over fucking hundreds of years. You motherfuckers are liars and deceivers, man. Fuck you. It's my taxpayer fucking money. I wrote a letter to the president. I was blogging that the troops didn't need to be there over 10 goddamn motherfucking years ago. I was all over LinkedIn. I was all over Reverb Nation. I was all over the internet. And I've been saying to everybody on planet Earth, South Korean troops and U.S. allied troops and Joint Forces Korea don't need to be fucking with North Korea. I was the one saying that for years before any fucking buddy else was. That's me, man. That's me. And finally, man, I got sick of it when I realized that it was going to fucking result in a real nuclear fucking holocaust, unbeknownst to you stupid motherfuckers. So I wrote a letter, a detailed multi-page letter to the U.S. president, personalized to the president. I wrote an actual fucking physical letter to the president, and I sent it to him, and I know he read it, and I know that he got it, and I explained everything to the president. And I said, look, Mr. President, out of respect, because I respect Donald Trump, and I supported his campaign, and I knew that he was going to be the president of the United States before a lot of people on this planet did. And I said to him very clearly, and I explained everything. I explained how I had been a private school instructor in a Korean private school for 10 years. I explained that I have friends in the Asian international community, and that I have friends from South Korea, and that I've spoken with people who were with Christian groups that would infiltrate Bibles into North Korea, and that they would risk their lives trying to exfiltrate individuals and materials from North Korea for analysis. And I explained my background in government, working at different agencies that you don't fucking know I worked at. And I explained everything about what I saw when I remote viewed the scenario where you get fucking wiped out because you're fucking stupid. Because you're stupid motherfucking politicians who play these motherfucking games and you say the stupid fucking goddamn retarded shit that you fucking talk about. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You say, oh, it's not a burden onto the American taxpayer. It is. It's a burden onto me. I don't want to spend money for your fucking doomsday scenario. I don't want to spend money for you to fucking provoke North Korea because you're a fucking stupid person and you think that what you're doing is smart and you don't realize that it results in you being wiped out of existence because you're fucking dumb. Yeah, and it doesn't bring stability. It brings stability. No, it doesn't. It doesn't bring any fucking stability. No, it doesn't. It doesn't bring any real fucking stability. You were on the brink of being wiped out and you don't even fucking know. And you think what you were doing was slick, and it wasn't slick. It was going to result in you being fucking wiped out of existence. And that's why it's being stopped. And a warning to China? It's not a warning to China. It just shows how fucking stupid you are. And I've already explained these things to you. So, you reject the analysis that it costs too much? It does cost too much. It costs zillions over decades. Gas prices high, your stupid motherfucking games in Congress and in government in Washington, D.C., where you fucking do a bunch of stupid fucking Jake moves, dude, and sleight of hand maneuvers, and you don't even... Man, why don't you clean up your own fucking city, man, in Washington, D.C.? Man, I'm in New York, and every time, man, in the past 10 years when I've dipped into fucking D.C., you got potholes all over your stupid motherfucking streets, man. Why don't you fucking clean that shit? You fucking, man, you people are corrupt in fucking government making these fucking statements about, yeah, you reject this and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Man, I reject you and your fucking bullshit that you fucking do. It's my taxpayer money. And you think that I'm just some lowly fucking taxpayer? I work in government. I work in national law enforcement. I'm a paid contractor to the U.S. intelligence community, man. Fuck you. You're spending my fucking money. You think that I'm just some random dude. I wrote a letter to the president and I explained everything. And the president obviously has the same view that I have. We don't need troops in South Korea, man. That shit is expensive and it's for your ego. It's for your ego to go and play motherfucking G.I. Joe every goddamn fucking year and fuck with North Korea. That's not stability. That's not sensible. That's not reasonable. And you think that you can do that forever and that they're ultimately gonna bow and fold and do what the fuck you want them to do? You're fucking dumb, man. Seriously, dude. There's something irrational about you and you have no idea what I saw and what I know and you don't fucking have a clue, dude. So yeah, you might want to dial it back a little bit, man. Seriously, dude.